Everybody, welcome back. Randy and Hillary here talking about standard operating procedures, or SOPs, which are obviously incredibly fun, in particular as they relate to personnel management. So 2 weeks ago, we talked about creating a very detailed and organized SOP for doing new team member onboarding. And then last week, we talked about the SOPs for team roles and responsibilities so that everyone has a clear expectation of what it is that's expected of them. So this week, we're going to really talk a little bit about an accountability piece, and that is employee time tracking. Now, we know that many of you in the virtual space may have a contractor that works for you that isn't being paid by the hour. But in some of you, you very well may have some hourly people on your team. And so it's really important to be able to evaluate how much time is spent on various activities and set an expectation around that. So by talking about and evaluating, and maybe you as the owner, before you begin to outsource tasks and responsibilities to someone on your team, maybe you should do it, or at least know how to do it and have a pretty fair understanding of how long a particular task or project should take. You know, we understand that there's always hiccups that may cause more time, but once you have kind of an understanding, then it will be that much more, you'll be that much more capable of being able to set clear roles and responsibilities and expectations, because you'll know exactly how much workload, for the most part, that you can put on any given team member based on the amount of time spent doing a particular task.
Another important thing to consider or establish boundaries and parameters for is working hours accountability. Now, with most independent contractors, you can't really tell them when to work and how to work, but you can have a clear understanding of you're hiring this person to do blank job and they're going to do it from 1 to 5 on Eastern, or they're going to do it from 2 to 4, 2 days a week Eastern, whatever it is. Understanding when they're going to do it. Now, things do come up and there's nothing most of us can do about things that come up, but you can have clear accountability for when your employee is working, unless it's a job where you hired them to complete blah project, like perhaps making a website, and it's really none of your business when they do it, how they do it, or how long it takes them to do it. In that case, you can do it, it's really none of your business. You just hired them to do X. And if you hire them to do X, you can't really control or dictate how they get it done. You're paying them for the thing they're delivering, and it's up to them to deliver it. Another thing you have to be aware of is like different time zones and are people in different countries, especially if you're trying to cover things like sales lines or sales chats or auto responses, social media engagement, social media posting. If it's being done live, you have to understand who you hired to do it for, or who you hired to do it for you, when they're doing it, and what their understanding of the job and when it's going to get done is, in order to make sure you don't have any unexpected expectations.
Unexpected expectations, I like it.
Right.
So we talked about accountability, right? So how do you determine if someone is using their time efficiently? Well, there's a couple of different things you can do. Number one, and you could actually use this to evaluate your own time, is we've got a link below where you can download a free time tracker guide. It's a quick exercise to maybe open your eyes to how much time you spend doing things. You could ask your team member to fill it out, on a random audit, and see how and where they're spending their time. But in today's world, most CRMs and other programs have some sort of a built-in timekeeper where you can add that. And so you would actually click a button that starts the time spent working on a particular project. There's some others that you can add to it, like Toggle and Harvest and some things like that. But there are some cloud-based time tracking tools available that make that process that much more efficient. If you need help in regards to anything related to time tracking support, that's what we're here for. Or you can visit our website. We're at thetruenorthconsulting.com, which, by the way, there's a brand new blog about this that was just released yesterday. So jump in there and check that out. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're here for you anytime.
Otherwise, have a great day.
See you.